Are you pregnant and also a runner? Then this series of exercises is for you. Hi, welcome to Mums on the Run. I'm Dr. Emily Bliss, physical therapist, runner, and mom of 3. I'm going to take you through 6 exercises that I take all of my patients through when they're postpartum to make sure that they're ready for running. If you do these exercises while you're pregnant, you will be ready to run sooner postpartum. The idea is that if you strengthen the muscles that you need to run while you're pregnant, that will translate postpartum and you'll be able to run sooner. Running can be so frustrating while you're pregnant because it gets pretty uncomfortable pretty fast for a lot of people. But if you can support with strength, you're actually going to get back to running sooner than if you were running while you're pregnant. So come with me, I'm going to show you what to do. So the first exercise is actually just a calf raise. So you can hold onto the wall with one finger. You're going to balance on one foot and then go slowly up and down. We're going to try 20 on each side is the goal. When you run and when you land on the ground, you actually need your calf muscles to slow you down. Okay. We are going to start with calf raises. So you're going to balance on one foot, put one finger up against the wall, and you're going to go up and down 20 times. Now, if you're pregnant, this is going to be harder because you have a little bit of extra weight with baby, and it's going to be harder for your calf muscles. This is one of the most important muscles when you're running. It absorbs impact forces and propels you forward. Good, so you just go to fatigue. That might be 10, that might be 15, that might be 20, then we're going to do the other side. And it should burn pretty good. If you want to do it without holding on, that's fine too. That just gets you a little bit of extra balance, and that's great. Keep breathing. I'm really feeling it. Now make sure that you can go all the way up. You don't want to just lift your heel a little bit. You want to go all the way up. If you can't get all the way to 20, just do however many you can through the full range of motion. And then as you get stronger, you'll be able to build up your reps. Next exercise is called a single leg bridge. You're gonna lie on your back, stick one leg out, and then lift up. The goal is to do 20 of these on each side. If you haven't been doing much strength or this isn't part of your routine, you can do a double leg bridge and do 20 of these. Then you should feel this in your booty. But for single leg bridge, as you lift up, keep your pelvis level without dipping down. And you're gonna go to fatigue. So aim for 20, but if you fatigue before that, that's fine. I'm gonna do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then switch legs. I'm gonna do 20 here again. If you can do 20 of these while you're pregnant, then it'll be much easier to do 20 of them postpartum. And this, again, is part of the checklist to see if you're ready for impact for running. What I often see as a physical therapist is people who maybe can only do a few double leg bridges and then have a lot of pelvis pain or leaking or prolapse symptoms while they're running. As they get stronger, those symptoms go away. Okay? Next one, side lying leg lift. So you're just gonna lay on your side. You're gonna straighten out that top leg, roll your hips forward and kick your leg up and back. And you should feel it right here in your glutes. If your pelvis is rolled too far backwards and you're lifting up, you're going to turn it into a hip flexor exercise and not strengthen your glutes. And again, we're aiming for 20 or to fatigue. If all of these feel really good, then you're ready to add weight, and it's a good idea to maintain your strength throughout pregnancy. That is your best bet to get back to running postpartum. And this is often one of the weakest muscles that I see on all runners, male, female, pregnant, not pregnant. This is one of the most popular exercises to give folks because they forget to train laterally side to side through their glutes. Okay, let's try the other side. So you can do 20, you can just go to fatigue. And if you are postpartum, you can also do this workout. What I often will see is people do a really great job of maintaining their strength during their first pregnancy, but then they don't do anything during their second because they're chasing their kids around, or they don't feel as good, they have less time, they're in less good of shape. And the more kids they have, if you don't maintain it, you're going to get, and the more problems that are going to show up when you translate that to running when you're postpartum. Good. Okay, next exercise. You're going to grab a chair. If you've never done a sit to stand with one leg before, then you're going to want to grab like a higher stool. I'll show you with my stool actually. Next exercise is a sit to stand. I'm showing you a version from a stool because it's a little bit easier. If you want to make it harder, you just do a lower surface, so like a dining chair or a coffee table or something like that. You're going to balance on one leg, come up to standing, and lower yourself back down. The other most common thing that I see when I'm treating my patients who are postpartum runners is poor single leg control. So as they do this, their leg is wobbling all over the place and they don't have good control of their knee, they're not using their hip muscles, and their balance is off. And those are all normal things to happen, to sort of deteriorate during pregnancy if you don't support them. But running is a single leg sport. So if you are wobbling all over the place to control single leg sit to stand, then every step of your running probably looks similar, and you get some knee collapse and some hip lack of support. You're more likely to leak, you're more likely to have back pain, hip pain, just any sort of discomfort. Okay, so I've totally lost count, but you want to go, again, to 20 is considered safe to get back to running postpartum. So you might as well aim for 20 while you're pregnant. And if this feels easy, drop the seat to a lower surface. If that feels easy, grab a weight. And you can do this with a weight, it's a lot harder. And I always find that my right side is harder. If you're not sure if you're doing it right, do it in front of the mirror. And you want your hip and knee and foot to be in good alignment. You don't want your knee collapsing in like this, okay? So you can even just look down with your eyes and see, okay, is my alignment good or is my alignment not great? I'm gonna do 4 more. 1, 2, and if you can only do 4 total, great. That's a great place to start. Right. 2 more. This next one is a really easy one to practice while you're pregnant. It's just single leg balance. Brushing your teeth, stand on one leg. If you want to make it harder, swing your other leg around. Washing dishes, stand on one leg. Just to test. As your baby grows and your pregnancy progresses, your body changes really quickly and your center of mass changes. So the way that your body knows where it is in space is by practicing balancing. But if your body's changing really quickly, then you don't have time to adapt to the changes that are happening quite so quickly. So you just have to constantly be practicing your balance and expect it to change and maybe not be as good for a little while, especially towards the end of pregnancy. All right, you get the idea. So the last exercise I want to do is called a single leg RDL, and I love this one because it's really easy to start simple and then make it progressively harder as you get stronger and recover postpartum, want to add weight, add plyometrics, things like that, okay? So you're gonna balance on one foot, keep your shoulder, hip, heel in a line, and then you come forward and then come up like this. You can call it a single leg RDL, bird dip, forward T, running man, any of those. All right, I'll show you from the side. You're gonna bend forward. So again, this is balancing, it's getting a little bit of glute. You want to keep your hips down like this, because when you're running, you want to support this movement right here, okay? To make it harder, you just reach further. And then after that, you would add a weight. Add a weight to this opposite hand. Again, in for 20. You should feel this in your stance, like in your butt. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. Opposite side, balance on one foot, you're leaning forward, coming up. And I'll show you just 10 here. So I love to do this one with a weight. You can also add a hop, whoa, as you progress a little bit more. And you get the idea. Balance, glute, it's a great warm-up exercise. Okay, awesome. So now you get the idea of all the single leg things you need to do, glute strengthening, balance, to help support your running. But the best time to start it is while you are pregnant. These exercises are low impact, and as long as you don't have pain and you've checked with your OB provider about exercising during pregnancy, then these are very safe exercises to do and will help you get back to what you love when you're postpartum. Check the links below for more workouts. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.